To the channel. Today I have my sister with me. She's going to help me film today. So what we're doing today is I'm going to hand her various knives that she hasn't seen before. Some of them are new, some of them are old classics, and she will react to them in real time, and you get to see what she thinks of these knives that some of them I like and you've seen me do on the channel. So we're going to start right off the bat with a bang with this one.
It's massive.
This is the Cold Steel Frenzy. S35VN G10 handle. Can you even open it? Don't lose a finger.
With one hand, no. My fingers get stuck halfway.
There we go. Hold up the camera there. I like this knife. It's a triad lock knife. It's ridiculous. I mean, come on. Can you imagine anything that would be the best knife for? Probably not. All right. What are
Slicing bananas. I kind of want to take it to like okra or a banana plant and just like hack. It's obviously way too big for my hands. My fingers do not fit in those grips at all.
I mainly wanted you to see the ridiculousness of it in her small hands.
The Frenzy feels like a good name. Like, look at this. I mean, this is crazy. Where's the lock?
It's the lock back on the back. I don't even know if you can squeeze the lock. It's careful.
I got it.
Oh, you got it. Good.
Got it.
All right, so that's a Cold Steel Frenzy.
It's funny to me, the pocket clip looks undersized just because the knife is so stupidly
Not an undersized
huge.
pocket clip, just a massive knife.
That's fun.
All right.
It is, I agree, ridiculous, but fun.
So here is something a little more useful. This is the Bourbon Moth Bourbon Blade. It's one I've had on the channel before. Limited production knife, 14T28N. It's designed as a chisel for woodworkers or people who make stuff.
This is odd,
right?
But it feels like for the right things, it could be very useful. It's very blocky, but it doesn't actually, like, my hand fits around it or microblade decently.
Yeah.
I kind of want like to hold it this way around.
Okay, as a chisel?
Yeah, I feel like it would be good for chipping.
It is. And when you look at the back, this right here is a hammer strike face, so you can do exactly that.
It's literally a chisel. That's kind of fun.
It's a folding chisel. That's
interesting. I feel like this sounds weird. My initial reaction is this would be good for chipping hard cheese. like the Parmesan, like the
oh, like the Parmigiano Reggiano videos that people do with the big wheel of cheese.
Yes.
I want to do that now.
Right? I will let you take the lock off on that one because my fingers.
It's an axis lock, so it pulls back.
I was trying to pull it back. I don't know if you could see, but my fingers were not doing that.
It's kind of stiff. All right.
I've got rubbery thumbs.
Now something a little bit more reasonable. This is the Kizer Nice Guy, and this is a new knife for 2024, and it's more your size.
It is more my size. That is a nice little knife. I feel like I could carry this one every day. I keep flipping my hands around quickly, but this is a nice little size. I like the feel. It doesn't. Is that carbon fiber?
It's G10. G10 handle on this one, D2 blade, but it does come in lots of different blade steels and handle materials. I personally would recommend some of the more premium blade options on this over the D2. Yeah, you like that, right?
That's very nice.
For such a small knife, it has great flipper action.
That's very nice. Yeah, I like that. It's the reason I asked why if this was carbon fiber. It feels very light in my hand, and grippy, not like a typical metal would feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, it fits my hand just relatively well. It's I feel like if I was going to use it this way around, that is still a bit wide for my grip, but here is fine.
Plenty small for most people.
Plenty small for, yeah. I do like that a lot.
My wife didn't like the lightweight feel. She thought it felt cheap.
Oh, interesting.
But I don't. And this is, it's lightweight because this side is just G10 and the metal for the liner lock is all on this side. So that deletes one liner and makes it lighter, which is perfectly fine and perfectly sturdy for a knife of this diminutive size. I think this is a well-designed small knife too. One of the few small knives this size that I like, and especially one of the few liner locks that I like ever. So, all right, next we're going to do a different liner lock. This is the new Kizer Veritas. Again, another 2024 only knife. This has not been around for very long. So I will hand this to you.
immediately it just feels very chunky. My hands do not wrap around the base very well.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels thick to me.
Yeah. And my XL size mitts, that handle feels perfect except for the part where the square notch.
Yeah, see, my fingers don't even really reach the square notch terribly well. They just sit inside awkwardly, so it doesn't feel bad, but it's just feels awkward.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like my hand should go either here or here, not here.
I have the same feeling, and I have big hands. So
It's odd. Okay.
yeah, try opening and closing. See what you think of it. Now it's not. It's either a front flipper, yeah, or the thumb hole.
Now for me, I have to. I don't know if you saw. I have to kind of shimmy my hand up to get it to open because my hands again are very small.
Can your small hands use the front flipper?
Front flipper.
So like this. If I have my finger like this,
Oh, interesting. My hands will not reach that.
it's a lot like your corgi.
There's no way my hands are going to reach that.
Too small.
Nope.
Okay.
Not even close.
All right.
Not a chance.
Also, this is the easiest to finger flick knife that I have ever used.
Okay.
So try it. See if you can do it.
So just
Put your index finger in the hole and flick it with your index finger. Yeah.
okay. A little awkward, but can be done.
And you have tiny fingers.
Is this one carbon fiber you said?
This is G10 that's been
This is-
ground
okay.
to look like carbon fiber.
Yeah, it's got the texture.
Again, this one comes in lots of different handle materials, different blade materials. It even comes as a frame lock. This is the liner lock version.
That feels dangerous because my hand wants to slip off as soon as it's out, but it can't.
Yeah, you kind of have to get momentum and get it
Yeah,
out of the way.
my fingers are so small they bounce back underneath the blade immediately.
You got it that time.
I got it that time though.
All right.
All right.
Next, we have something very different, which this is a Higonokami, which is a Japanese slip joint. I have not had one of these before. You can kind of get a close-up of what that looks like. But it's one that I got for free, and I've been appreciating a little bit more now that I've had one.
Interesting. So where's the lock on this?
There is no lock.
There's
It's a
no
slip
lock.
joint.
Oh, it's a slip joint.
It's a friction folder, rather.
Okay.
So it just opens,
Interesting.
and that little flipper thingy on the back is what you open it with.
This is a gorgeous knife, but I'm not gonna lie, the way it feels in my hand feels like a letter opener. It's so simple. It just seems like I should be cutting something small. Now, to be fair, the way it holds, I feel like it could also do something relatively delicate. Like it almost feels like I could fillet a fish with this. But that plate is gorgeous. Good grief,
Okay,
that's
put that-
gorgeous. It's so
Put it right
pretty.
up to the, yeah.
It feels like an overly fancy letter opener, but
Essentially, it is.
but it's gorgeous. The handle, again, everything is super simplistic. It's not the most comfortable just because it's just two pieces of metal, but it's not uncomfortable. This part right here, the way it catches, kind of digs into my back finger a little bit, but unless I was using it a lot, I don't think that would bother me.
Yeah, and this is, to be fair, not a knife that you would use a lot.
It's so pretty though.
I never really appreciated these until I had one. I always kind of avoided them because I don't like knives that don't lock. But I do like the fact that there's nothing that can go wrong with this knife. It's a brass washer, a pivot, a blade, and a handle, and that's it. And then the handle is one piece of bent metal. So nice.
Simplistic?
Yeah, nice simplicity there. All right, so this is one of my favorites, the one I really wanted to show her. She has not seen yet. So I'm going to give you this one and let you open it. This is the WE Knife Acuminal, also a brand new 2024 knife. It is Vanax steel, so it is completely impervious to rust. Lightning anodized titanium handle.
It makes me think clouds or dragons or something. Ooh,
Yeah,
that was smooth.
yeah.
Honestly, for the sake of my hand, okay, you can see, even though my hands are small, it fits my thumb. Like that feels remarkably comfortable, actually.
I didn't expect that.
I don't either.
It's a big knife.
There's a little bit of sharpness right on the inside here where my fingers come around, but it's not. It's smooth, even though it's like there's sharp edges, but they've been rounded just enough that they're not too bad. But yeah, that feels remarkably comfortable.
Yeah, and it's comfortable in my hands too. So that's an
Even though it's
achievement.
big, but like you can see how well my thumb just like sits across the top. It fits like it could be used rather extensively. This would dig if I used it a lot, but the top it just feels like it was made to fit there. Yeah, that's really cool. Obviously the glide on that coming out is. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite knives. Super premium, but yeah, it's beautiful. I've done a short on this already. I'm going to do a full review. It is just an incredible piece of engineering and a very functional knife. All right, so the last one, and this is more of kind of a just for fun. This is a button lock that I got for free, and it's just an inexpensive button lock, but it's very, very flippy. So I wanted you to experience it.
After the last knife, this feels so cheap. It feels like a toy.
That is a Lothar button lock, I believe. Aluminum handles. 14C.
It's kind of fun. Like it feels. How do I say this? It feels cool in the same way a toy transformer is cool.
Yes.
That is exactly the feel. It's like it feels like those little metal cars that you played with as kids. That's the feel in a cool way, but like it feels like a cool toy.
It feels like it came from a toy store.
Yeah.
Yes, and not a knife store.
Yes.
Which, interestingly, this is the same price as knives from like Trevisa or Vosteed, but those are much better knives.
Yeah. So like even the holding, even though it's thinner, it's not really comfortable. It's cool to look at and it's fun to play with, but I don't think I would want it personally.
Yeah, I would not have bought this.
Is the outside aluminum?
It feels like aluminum. The handle is aluminum.
Okay. So yeah, after those getting spoiled with that, this just feels not worth your time.
All right. Last but not least.
Show them my Corgi.
Sorry. Oh yeah. So you got to pull out your Vosteed Corgi.
So this is you said similarly priced.
Yes, similarly priced. Same blade steel, but the difference in feeling of quality between the Vosteed and this one
is so much nicer.
Cannot be overstated.
I love my Corgi. This is my new everyday carry, and it's thin enough to feel like I can cut through anything like detailed wise, but it's my new favorite. I'm not gonna lie.
Incidentally, that's the same Corgi that I reviewed a few months ago, and I gave it to her. All right, last but not least, we have the Real Steel Hugin. This is one of my favorites for traveling. BG10 blade, micarta, and steel handle. And I like it because you have the option of disassembling it with a regular screwdriver, and you don't have to carry T8s with you everywhere you go. Okay,
right off the bat, this feels like it would be a good knife if you had slightly larger hands. I cannot get the...
you can't unlock the access bar.
I can get to it, but not without putting my hands all the way around the thing, which is obviously a bad idea if you're unlocking it. Yeah. It takes two hands for me to get it without putting my fingers across where the blade goes.
For those of you who don't know, the way you unlock an access bar is you put the meat of your hand on the back of the knife right here, and then you use that to lever your fingers down against the access bar.
I can't do that.
But if your hand's not big enough to reach like that around the knife, then you can't do it with just one hand.
No, so that is not comfortable in any way, shape, or form. It feels like a nice little knife. It's totally impractical for someone with small hands.
Absolutely perfect in my size of hands. This is the perfect size for EDC for me, and I can get my hand around it just fine. So thank you very much for reviewing all these knives. All of these will be showing back up on the channel, or they have showed up on the channel multiple times in the past. I have full reviews to do on most of these coming up. If you like this, if you want to see my sister help me with videos again, please like the video. Please subscribe. I appreciate all your comments, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Yeah.